Hey, what's up? It's Fuel Your Life Friday. Let's go. I feel like I need some scary or spooky music for today's episode intro, but you know how we have those national and international days that someone somewhere made up? They're not holidays, but they're things like National Chocolate Day or International Dog Day. Well, today is National Frankenstein Day, the day before All Hallows Eve, which tomorrow on Halloween is also a full moon. How perfect. But this day is actually in honor of the author of Frankenstein, or the modern Prometheus, Mary Shelley, and her characters, Dr. Frankenstein and the monster. Now, Mary Shelley was actually born on this day in 1779. Perfect, right? And according to nationalcalendarday.com, the novel was first published anonymously in 1818, and most people thought that it was her husband, Percy Shelley, who was the author. But then in 1823, Mary Shelley published a new edition under her name. Another edition in 1831 included Shelley's explanation about how the story came to be. This version is the one modern readers are most familiar with today. Of course, Hollywood has adapted Frankenstein in a variety of ways, but I think that mental image of the Frankenstein monster stands out and has been consistent for many throughout time. We can, of course, celebrate National Frankenstein Day by simply watching a movie or reading the book, but I say that we celebrate Mary Shelley today, the woman behind these iconic characters, and learn more about how Frankenstein came to be. I snagged these facts from softschools.com, and I'm just going to share them with you because I really enjoyed learning about this woman. Well, Mary's mother died when Mary was just a few days old, leaving her to be raised by her father. In 1814, Mary met and married poet Percy Shelley, and they ran away together and they traveled through Europe. She traveled near Frankenstein Castle, where it was believed that they had strange experiments that had taken place a few centuries before. While Mary and Percy were in Switzerland visiting Lord Byron challenged his guests to write their best horror story, and this is where Mary wrote the beginnings of Frankenstein. Frankenstein is actually the last name of the story's main character, Victor Frankenstein, who created the creature. It's not the name of the creature or monster itself, although the creature has now become known as Frankenstein as the story has spread. Another cool fact that this website shared was Mary Shelley had 4 children, but only one survived through adulthood. At the age of 25, she became a widow when her husband drowned while sailing. She continued to write in effort of support of herself and her child. Mary Shelley passed away on February 1st, 1851, at the age of 53. She unfortunately had brain cancer. There is no doubt that Mary suffered a lot of trauma in her life, but from what I learned about her, she fiercely persevered and she left a mark on this world that is still being discussed over 200 years later. Mary Shelley was a world shifter, and today we celebrate her. If you enjoyed this episode, share it with a friend, and be sure to give a podcast a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever it is that you tune in and turn it up. That's all for today. I'll see you back here next week, but until then, remember, every level of life is an opportunity to grow. Be well, my friend.